Hey, what's up, everyone? We just got done doing our self-perfected hangout that we do every week, and it was a lot of fun. There's some things that I just wanted to share with you from that call. And unfortunately, there are some things I can't share with you because they were shared by individuals sharing their own experience, which is amazing. I love hearing from the community. But I'm going to share with you what I can. And that was one of these big insights. And that was this. Austin was on this call talking about expressing yourself, right? And it was so good, the things that he was sharing. But he was talking about how important it is to express yourself, and not just express yourself and just like spew all the things that are going on within you onto your partner or whatever. But if you're holding everything in, it's not just suppression. If you're being silent, it's not just suppression, but it's expressing yourself in a way that's not effective. And then other people have to read into what it is that you're thinking, right? But even further than that, he was saying it's better to just express yourself than to hold in what's going on inside of you. But also, we got even deeper and we started talking about expressing yourself. And to really express yourself, what that really means is to expose your secret mind. And what that looks like is just basically this. If you've ever felt, or if I were to ask you, hey, would you be okay with all of your thoughts being broadcast 24/7 to the world? Everybody could see it. You could not filter them. You could not hide them. Everyone at every moment could see every thought that comes up inside of you automatically. Would you want that? Or would you say, I'm not okay with that. I don't want that to happen. If you say you're not okay with that, that's just an example of your secret mind. You have these thoughts within you that you probably don't want others to see because potentially they're judgmental. Potentially they make you look bad, or you feel like that's not a really good thought. I'm embarrassed by it, whatever it is, right? So we call that the secret mind. Everybody has it, right? But because everyone has these secrets within them, this is kind of what keeps the world the way that it is. Politicians don't want to share what they're actually doing, what's actually going on in their lives, because if you actually knew, you wouldn't vote for them. Or governments, they do the same thing. They're like, we got to keep this from the people because they might not be too happy about it. Or celebrities, or famous people. Everyone does this. Even in some cases, your own parents or family members will say, keep this a secret, or they'll hide things from you, or they say, don't tell so-and-so. You've probably experienced that, right? That's part of the secret mind. We do this within ourselves. And so expressing yourself, another way to look at it, if you're really looking at this deeply, is exposing your secret mind. And that does not mean now you have to go tell everybody your secrets. No. It doesn't mean, you got to tell everything, all the bad things that you thought about them. No. If you ever thought, hey, you're ugly, or your baby's ugly, or you're fat, or any of those things, that does not mean now you got to go say those things, right? But those are examples of like little fun examples of the secret mind. But if you've ever felt like you're watching a movie and you're rooting for someone to get killed, that movie got you to think like a killer, right? Because what is it that's wrong with the killer? They want to kill somebody. Why? Because it makes them feel good. Well, you ever watch a movie and you're like, I hope somebody gets that bad guy. I hope they kill him because it would make me feel good. It would make me feel resolved, right? You're basically doing the same thing, but it's just maybe slightly different, right? But you're basically doing the same thing. It's in your mind. But we do this in real life too. We think about people and we're like, man, I hope that something bad happens to that person because it would make you feel good. But then we actually let that kind of guide our actions on an unconscious level. And so we need to expose those thoughts within ourselves, not necessarily to anyone, but to ourselves, to ourselves to see what are the thoughts that we're participating in within us that's sort of creating the environment that we have around us, sort of creating the way that we interact with certain people, even on an unconscious level. And so if we can express that, sort of like expressing the toothpaste out of a toothpaste tube, however you say that, right? Sort of like expressing that, then you can see what are the contents of that toothpaste. You can see what's going on inside of it, right? And when you see, oh, there's some things in there that I don't actually want in there, well, then we can express that out of us as opposed to leaving it within us and letting that constantly swirl around. It's sort of like when you go take a poop, right? You take a shit, you're expressing out the things that your body does not need in it. And you do that regularly. And actually, when you do that, you probably feel pretty good, right? Well, there's actually chemicals that are released in your body every time you sit on the toilet and you have a good poop. You have a good feeling that's released in you at the same time. Well, in the same way, we've got some shit swirling around in us, in our minds. And so many of us are mentally constipated. Yeah. And we got this shit swirling around, and we need to express it. Not necessarily to someone, but express it by writing it out on a piece of paper. That simple, right? Writing it out on a piece of paper, or for those of you who've been following my content for a while, or, are part of our communities, we talk about TechnoTutor. Use your TechnoTutor, right? And express the shit that's going on in your mind so you're no longer holding on to it. Because isn't it true that when you've walked through a big point within your life, don't you feel lighter? Don't you feel better? Don't you feel good? Right? And then you can actually be present. You can actually be there with the people in your life. You can actually be supportive for them because you've expressed out the BS that's going on within you. And now you can be present here, right? And on top of that, when you actually do that, you expel the things that are happening within you. You'll feel better, you'll be more clear, and you can stop recreating that shit. Here's where the analogy sort of breaks down, right? You stop recreating that so that you can more effectively deal with what's going on in the world around you. That was a pretty fun call. There was over 90 people on the call. We had a lot of fun. After we do our hangout calls, we have a private call just for some members of our community who have TT, right? And we have even more fun. And people share about what's going on in their lives and how their lives are changing. And someone was sharing specifically how they were looking at a point in their own life where they had to do a lot of writing. And they said they hate writing, but they were staying up late and filled up 2 pages full of writing because it was better for them to write. They would rather write it out. Even though they hate writing, they would rather write it out than hold on to the pain that's caused by them holding on to that inside of them. That was really powerful. That was really cool, right? Now, we're not just talking about some random writing, just write out whatever. We have a specific writing course and we have specific tools. But if you just start writing, that'll help you, right? But if you want to know the specific way that we recommend writing, send me a message. I can send that to you. It doesn't cost you anything, right? But send me a message. I can send that to you. And I can also get you hooked up with our community so you can get not only the writing course, but also support from others who have gone through that writing course themselves or who are doing it currently. And you can walk alongside people who, like you, don't want to hold on to all their shit inside of them. All right, see you guys. Bye.